Sup guys, Heeking here, bringing you another RE9 discussion video. Before I begin further, remember to like and subscribe please. And yeah, let's get into this topic. So yeah, this video is going to be about why Resident Evil 9 was not revealed at the state of play, and how everyone's losing their minds over why Capcom's not revealing this game, and why, it makes no sense for RE9 to have been revealed at the state of play early this year in February 2025. So I'm going to go into explaining when I think the game's actually going to be revealed. And I'm also going to be talking about some of the stuff we've gotten from Dusk Golem recently regarding why this hasn't happened, any speculation on when the game's going to reveal himself, and why I don't think he's right, and why I think I'm going to be right instead. So yeah, we're going to go into this, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to talk about. So first up, let's go through Dusk Golem's posts first, starting with the first one here. Okay. I'm going to talk facts for a second rather than speculate. So RE9 is built on the RE tech that Dragon's Dogma 2 and Monster Hunter Wilds are using. In fact, all three of them were greenlit together to take advantage of the open world dynamic gameplay systems tech that was, etc., etc. This was him answering a question someone gave him. Is there anything that you can compare the scale of RE9 to? So Dusk Golem is comparing RE9 to open world games like Monster Hunter Wilds and Dragon's Dogma 2, which I don't know to believe or not. Like, he's not the first person to say that RE9 is going to be an open world game. Andy from Screamfire Germany also did that big massive post last year where he said, oh yeah, RE9 is going to be open world. So he's not the first one to say this. What is it? Open world, take advantage of the open world dynamic gameplay systems tech that was needed for Dragon's Dogma 2. RE9 started dev around the same time as Dragon's Dogma 2 and Monster Hunter Wilds Monster Hunter Wilds started dev, but it's the one longest in dev. While all three games are quite different, as each trying to innovate on their own series DNA, that might be the most decent ballpark idea to speculate on. Okay, so yeah, it's just something it's the same thing he's been saying for like over a year or two now, that, oh yeah, this game is going to be open world, etc., blah, blah, blah. Moving on to this. I've talked about RE9 being a huge game for years. There's still plenty I don't know about. So this is important here, guys, because he's literally admitting he doesn't actually know anything about RE9. He only knows bits and pieces. I've talked about RE9 being a huge game for years. There's still plenty I don't know about RE9, but that doesn't mean I don't know anything. No, I think it pretty much means you don't know anything, because here's the thing, right? Let me finish this. Mixture of some details I know, dev ambition and dev time. As of now, RE9 has been in dev for 7 years, longer than any RE game before. Okay. And this was, again, an answer to someone asking him, how do you know it's a huge game? You talk as if you already know what happens in the story. And this is the thing, he doesn't know anything. Like, he literally just admitted it. He doesn't know anything. And then he's trying to say, oh, well, that doesn't mean I don't know anything. It's like, you don't know anything. You don't. You don't know whether Jill's in the game or not, or if she's been caught or not. You're the one who said Jill was going to be in this game, and now you're saying she's not. And then you have Andy from Screamfire, who actually technically leaked that the game was going to be, it was going to have Leon and Jill in it. And he was the one who said that Jill was cut and then put back in. Right? This is the same guy who said the crocodile was cut from RE2 Remake, and then it was put back in anyway. Like, he doesn't know like 100% any of the stuff. Like, if he does know anything, he knows scraps. Okay, let's sink in. If this guy knew anything, he would be telling us. Do you know what I mean? A normal leaker would be giving us all the dirt and info, but he's not saying anything. He's waiting till the game gets closer to release, and then he's going to start saying a bunch of shit that we'll see from the gameplay or from reports early on, and that, so we can go, he was right the whole time. Because that's how he plays these little mind games with people. He doesn't know anything. He really doesn't. And he's just admitted it as frankly here. Moving on. So this was a question. Do you think we'll get a reveal this year at least, though? So this part's important. So keep in mind right now, I don't know Capcom's marketing plans. And usually I only get a better pulse on if something's releasing soon in the weeks leading up to things happening. So this is educated speculation, but still speculation on my side. I do think RE9 is very likely to be revealed this year, but I think it might be revealed even later than this summer. Maybe at a late year SOP or the Game Awards. The Game Awards. I'm wondering if Capcom may be bold to push Zero Remake to be revealed soon for Switch 2, but to see, just speculating. This is just speculation on my part. I'll be very curious to see if Capcom's decided to push Zero Remake ahead first to tie into the upcoming movie and Switch 2 release, or if gonna slate it after RE9, really in their ball court to decide. So yeah, he's saying it might be revealed later in the summer and that. And to be fair, this is something that I'm considering, But I do not agree with the Game Awards part here. I don't think Resident Evil will be revealed at the Game Awards. And I'm going to go into detail explaining why that is right now. So again, if you've been watching up to this point, remember to like and subscribe. And let's get into it. So guys, here's a list of all the RE Division 1 RE Engine RE games that were developed basically by the main team, and the release dates and the reveals and the amount of time in between before it was, when it was revealed and released. So starting with RE7. RE7 was revealed in E3 2016 in June. It was released 7 months after in January 2017. RE2 Remake was revealed in E3 2018, 2 years after the initial reveal of RE7, and that was revealed in June. And it was released, again, around the same time, January 2019, 7 months after the initial reveal. Go forward 2 years later, or in this case, I'm assuming 1 year later, if we're going with release to reveal, RE8. RE8 was revealed at the PS5 reveal showcase in 2020, in June. Its release date was May 2021. Now, this one took a bit longer to come out. This came out 11 months after its initial reveal. The longest, reveal to release of RE games, RE Engine that we've had so far. The RE8 DLC was revealed at the Capcom showcase in 2022. In, you guessed it, June. Its release date, October 2022. Am I saying that right? October 2022, 4 months after the reveal. RE4 Remake was revealed at State of Play 2022 in June. It was released around one of the anniversaries, I believe, in March 2023, 9 months after. As you can see here, the main games made by the main team have all been revealed in June and pretty much been released within a year. Or about between a year, basically. June, 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 June. 4 or 5 times. June reveals. Can you see the pattern, guys? Can you see the pattern? Can you see it? Yeah? You don't believe me? Okay. Let's look at some other games then. The side games. RE3 Remake was revealed at a State of Play in 2019 in December and was released in April 2020, 4 months after its initial reveal. And that game was pretty much, like a lot of people called it, sort of like a DLC side game to RE2 Remake. Kind of makes sense when you think of it like that, right? RE4's DLC was revealed at a State of Play in 2023 in September, basically a few months after the initial release of the original RE4, and it was released a week later. So again, and I know RE4's DLC was actually developed by the main team as well, but the side teams did actually help with that. And early reports in, I believe, 2021 or 2022 did say that that the side team who were originally making RE4 Remake were taken off the project and were moved onto the Separate Ways DLC instead. So there is some sort of truth to that. Moving on, and other examples of other, not RE games, but other games, other Capcom games that I decided to do a bit of research on. Street Fighter 5, for example, was revealed at a PlayStation Experience in 2014, which was in December, and that was released in February 2016, 14 months after. Street Fighter 6 was revealed online in 2022 in February, and was released 16 months after in June 2023. So can you see the difference between Resident Evil and Street Fighter here? Can you see that it's very inconsistent? Other examples? The Monster Hunter games. Let's start with Monster Hunter World, which was revealed in E3 2017 in June, and was released 7 months after in January 2018. So that was kind of the first time where they were sort of trying to stick with a pattern here with another game, essentially, before they decide to give that to Resident Evil, if you will. The next Monster Hunter game was Rise, which was a Nintendo exclusive game at that point, at least initially, and that was revealed at a Nintendo Direct in 2020 in September, and then was released 6 months afterwards in March 2021 for the Switch, and then it was released 10 months after that release for the Windows in January 2022, And then a year later, 12 months after, released for pretty much all the other consoles, I believe. Or was it PSN only, or was there an actual physical release? I'm not sure. I don't play the Monster Hunter games, guys. I don't know. But that was released in January 2023. So yeah, 3 different releases. Wow. And now the newest Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter Wilds, was revealed in the Game Awards 2023 in December, and is going to be releasing 14 months after, around now, in the next few weeks or two, in February 2025. So again, another example of inconsistency. Can you see where the Resident Evil game reveals are very consistent, but when it comes to other games, it's very inconsistent? Moving on. The final examples. Devil May Cry 5 revealed in E3 2018, June, released 9 months after in March 2019. And then you had like X Primal, which was revealed in a State of Play in 2022 in March, released 16 months after in July 2023. And then of course another example, which really doesn't really count, really, Pragmata, I just thought I'd put in there, that was revealed in June in 2020, and still no release. But that's the thing I'm trying to point out. Like, look at that. June. And then of course you got the side stuff, which again, if you sort of look at it that way, as RE3 being a DLC to RE2 remake, then yeah, look at that. We got sort of that release for it straight, in the same, literally the next year after that. But yeah, you get what I'm trying to say with this. What I'm trying to say with this pretty much is that if RE9 is going to be revealed this year, and it is going to be revealed this year, if RE9 is coming out, say, early 2026, I'm going to say March, let's say March, in time for the 30th anniversary, it's going to be revealed at a summer State of Play or PlayStation Showcase. So either that's going to happen in May, or it's going to happen in June. Most likely June, because we didn't get a June event last year. I think we did get a May event, State of Play, but we didn't get a June one. Like, usually we have these State of Plays sometimes in June. Technically, the big massive showcases, I think, are in June sometimes. But yeah, I'm confident in saying we're going to get a summer event. Definitely. And right now there's talks that Sony wants to actually do a showcase instead of a normal State of Play. And that's probably likely going to happen in June, which means RE9 is definitely going to reveal there. I don't think it's going to be revealed. And if it is going to be a late reveal, I don't think it's going to be the Game Awards, because Resident Evil has never been revealed at the Game Awards. Like, as you can see here, E3, the State of Play, Capcom Showcase, and there's never been a Game Awards. Maybe they could change their minds, but I don't see that happening. Why? Because if they wanted to reveal RE9, wouldn't it have made sense to reveal RE9 at the last Game Show Awards alongside Onimusha? Think about that for a second. Why not just reveal RE9 alongside Onimusha at the Game Awards last year? Right? And then you have like a good 2 years to market that game, basically. Like a good, how many months you want? Do you know what I mean? Like 12, 16, 14, whatever months. You have that year and more to market that game alongside another one. But they didn't do that. Why? Because whenever Capcom reveals an RE game, it's literally going to be released within half to a minimum of a year before it's released, essentially. The longest was RE8. It was RE8, but that came out basically in the middle of a year. It was revealed in the middle of in the summer, and it was released the next summer, right? For the next year. That's always sort of their game plan. They want the game to come out the next year, whether it's early or mid. Do you understand what I mean? Like, so there is a pattern here that they've stuck to when it comes to Resident Evil. And, again, you got to think about the marketing for the other games as well. If Onimusha is coming out in 2026, it's very likely that's going to be a late release, because they want they want to get as much marketing as they can to sell that game for new and old fans, because that's a revival game. It needs all the marketing it can get. RE9, you reveal that initial trailer and then the initial gameplay trailer about what the game's about and how it's playing, how different it is from the previous one and what it's about. It's gonna sell no matter what. It's gonna sell. From the first announcement teaser when we get it, it's gonna sell, okay? That game's like, boom, RE9 reveal, boom, sell, boom, pre-orders, boom, 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 done. So it doesn't need that big of a marketing push, you know what I mean? But obviously, if the game is going to be slightly different, like a semi-reboot in terms of, oh, it's going to be this open world game, it's going to need a bit of marketing. But I don't think by a lot. Not like the way Onimusha is going to need it. You understand what I mean? So I do think this is going to be a summer reveal. And if it's not, at worst, it's going to be a state of play in September. Definitely, because we always have a state of play in September. So it's either going to be a summer reveal for an early mid 2026 release, or it's going to be a state of play September reveal for a mid to late 2026 release, meaning that Onimusha is more likely to be releasing in early 2026 instead. Which could happen. It could happen. You know, Capcom could swap it around. But that's another thing. You also got to keep in mind, it's the 30th anniversary of RE. What game are they going to do? Would they want to release in that year? And that's the thing to consider. Why would RE9 come out this year when the 30th anniversary is next year? You know, a lot of people are going to say, oh, like Dusk Golem, oh yeah, RE0 remake, and it's like, why would you want to have RE0 remake be the 30th anniversary RE game to celebrate with? You understand? I mean, use logic here for a second. You want to use the... No offense to fans of RE0, but it's not considered a great game, and it's not considered the best RE either. Do you know what I mean? Why would you want to use that? You want to use that Rebecca, prequel with Billy, who only ever appeared once in one game, as the big 30th anniversary game to market, to celebrate Resident Evil with? Wouldn't it make sense for it to be the next big title that potentially stars Leon and maybe Jill, and brings back Chris maybe, and maybe some other characters? Would that not make more sense? Especially if it's going to be the next big RE game that's going to reboot the series sort of the same way that RE4 and RE7 did? Like, you know? And when you think about that, it's like, no wonder they would delay the game until that year and work more on it to make sure it's freaking great. Like, people will say, oh, well, the game's not delayed. Maybe it's just Capcom's plans all along. The game was delayed. The game was 100% delayed. It should have been revealed in June 2024, last year. It should have been, and it should have been releasing this year. But that didn't happen because it was delayed, because Capcom pretty much sat down properly and were like, guys, we got nothing for the 30th anniversary. What are we going to celebrate with? And it's like, let's just do RE9. That makes sense. Let's do it for RE9 and let's work harder on the game. Boom, you get an extra year to work on the game and improve it. And maybe this is another thing as well, because you got to think about this. RE7 had DLC, RE8 had DLC. A lot of it, some of it was planned, some of it wasn't. But I like to think that this is a case where they sat down, they thought about it, they talked about it, and it's like, okay, we're going to do this. And plus, there's also the multiplayer to factor into this, because the RE-verse multiplayer closes in June this year. Okay, Capcom pretty much came and said that they're closing that RE-verse multiplayer. I never played it. I never got around to playing it. I didn't want to play it. You know, multiplayer RE is not my thing. But that's closing in June. So you kind of have to wonder now, what's the thing that's going to take over that? What's the next multiplayer RE game? And why would they do that? Why would they close that in June? Because they're going to reveal the next RE game in the summer. And that's probably going to be coming with a multiplayer when it releases. Now, and again, if it was delayed for a year, that means they've had a year to work on a lot of things, improving the main game, properly working on the new multiplayer, and working on DLC that they are going to 100% release with this, and then release a gold edition with, because RE7 had one, RE8 had one, and obviously RE4 logically had one, because, you know, there was the Separate Ways DLC, so it's like, of course that's going to have one. But it's also very likely RE9 is going to get one, especially with the rumors that there's going to be multiple characters coming in, so it's like, well, we're most likely going to be able to play these characters in the DLC. Maybe. This is just speculation on my part here. But I think that's what's going to be happening. I think that's what's going on. That's what the goal Capcom is trying to do with RE9. So it is going to be revealed this year. It's 100% being revealed this year. And it's most likely going to be a summer-June event. That's what I think. May, even better if it ends up being revealed in May. But I think it's going to be June. And if not, worst case scenario, it's going to be a September state of play. Which It suck, yes, but again, it's still this year. They have to reveal the game this year, so it comes out by next year. But as you can see from this list here, June, and then of course the big gap, 7 months, 11 months, 9 months, 4 months. If it's revealed in September, I imagine the same thing will factor in, like a good 7-month to 11-month period. You know, that's going to be the gap there. Because again, you got to factor in Onimusha and when that's going to release as well. Is that going to be an early release or is that going to be the late release? You know, you got to factor in because we're getting basically 2 Capcom games next year, which is going to be Onimusha and RE9. Maybe we get RE0. I don't know about that. For me, it just sort of feels like maybe because we didn't have something revealed last year to release this year, maybe Capcom will be pushing this whole exclusivity maybe with RE0 remake. Maybe like, oh, you know, because it'll be their Monster Hunter Rise, if you will. Okay, they will reveal RE0 for Switch 2. And it will probably release much earlier than we all thought it would, and then it will come out a few months after on consoles everywhere, okay, for 2026 again to celebrate that 3rd anniversary. But it's not going to be the main game to celebrate that 3rd anniversary. It's going to be RE9. So yeah, guys, that's my thoughts on this. That's my thoughts. We're gonna get RE9 revealed this year, either in a summer event, May or June, or it's going to be September State of Play. It's one or the other, guys. It's one or the other, but we're close. We're so close. We're only, what, 3-4 months away from May or June? We're in February right now, so what, March, April, May, June. 3 to 4 months. We're potentially going to get a reveal for this. At worst, it'll be September, which is, what, July, August, September. Another 3 months after that. So, yeah, we're basically 6 to 7 months away from this game being revealed. 3 to 6 to 7 months revealed. Okay, it's not long, guys. It's not long. It feels long, but it really isn't. You know, time flies like that. It comes and it goes, and it's gonna be fine. Especially, it'll even fly easier if we actually do get a reveal for RE0 in April. And if that happens, if we do get a reveal for RE0 Remake in April for the Switch, then it really is just a case of, yeah, we're 100% going to get a reveal for RE9 very, very soon, likely. So yeah, it's just, you got to hold on, guys. But you also got to remember, it made no sense whatsoever for RE9 to be revealed, you know, in this month. It made no sense whatsoever. And everyone was sitting there going, oh yeah, we're going to get RE9. It's like, most likely not, because you got to look at the pattern. As I said, it's right there. June. Bing, bang, bong, June. It's right there. It's right there. Anyway, guys, that's my video. I hope you liked it. As always, remember to like and subscribe again. And I shall see you when I shall see you. Take care and bye.